Beautiful Dangerous have been like my baby, my safety net, my good time. So hard to walk away from that. I have shed many tears. Had a big hairy biker literally like slam his pipe down and be like, "This, you suck," and walk out and be like, "I ain't listening to some lady."
You're listening to the Walk the Line podcast. Real stories of real people.
Thanks for coming on, Mecia. I mean, we were chatting beforehand, and I was telling you about how I kind of discovered yourself, sort of thing, and kind of found out all about your kind of like as a singer yourself and what you actually do and all that sort of stuff. But you're obviously a front person. You're obviously up front and involved and everything like that. What was really the start of getting into like, the singing side of things from you?
I mean, ever since I was young, I did start late in life, but ever since I was young, I was always obsessed with. I was singing to my hairbrush, that kind of kid. Always obsessed with Evanescence, Paramore, you name it, like front women. I mean, I definitely love like my male vocalists, but there was the thing about Amy Lee, Anna, just absolutely adored her. But then the confidence thing didn't. It took so long for me to be confident enough to actually front a band. I tried several times through as a teen, and I just was not moving. I was pretty static. I was pretty, I'd do my singing and I'd really enjoy it, but everyone would be kind of, "Can you move?" No, not at all. So I left that for a bit, and I started it again at about 22, which was when I started Beautiful Dangerous. So quite a late bloomer, should we say?
That's all right. I mean, so you were like the main part of, the main founder of Beautiful Dangerous, is that right?
Yeah, so Steve, the guitarist, he was in a band called Rocks Off, which had been on in East Anglia for a long time. Back in the days of like the 90s, where you'd have the pubs were busy on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday with live music. You'd go there any night and it'd be rammed. Those were the days where Steve was in Rocks Off and he was absolutely living his best life. The days of Bon Jovi and Guns N' Roses, that kind of thing. So when Rocks Off started to kind of wind down, they wanted to do less gigs. He wanted the Crazy Cats to go out and gig every Friday and Saturday. So he found me and I said, "Okay, I don't know how good I'll be." But bless his heart, he says this to me now. He's like my best friend in the whole wide world. And he said, "I knew the second I heard you sing, it'd be the best band I've ever been in." And yeah, here we are 15 years later. And we have had some fantastic gigs. 15 years, like what the hell?
I was going to say, when you look back at it, I bet you like, fucking hell, this a long time, isn't it? Jesus, am I that old?
I know. In my head, I keep thinking I'm still like 25 and I've only been doing it for a few years. And then I'm like, oh shit, it's like, I'm old. Like, well,
I was
why
going
am
to
I still doing it?
I was saying as well to me as well before we jumped on. That's how I really kind of found you guys out, because I was out in town. If you don't know Beautiful Dangerous, they're absolute banging band, around about the kind of the southeast mostly. And I found you when I went to the Bull in Colchester.
Mhm.
Big up the Bull and all that sort of stuff. And I was the band all of a sudden. I just hear this fucking belt. I think, what was it song was it you were singing? It was System of a Down.
Was it?
And it was Sesame Down, it was Chop Suey, and I was like, "Oh, here we go, what's this?" And I was expecting some like heavy guy with a beard and all that sort of stuff to start singing. Next thing I know, I turned around, and this little small girl absolutely belting it on the mic. I was like, "Go on, girl!"
Yeah,
And ever since that,
I tucked my balls under, quite well.
yeah, but ever since then, I've been a fan. I was like, "Oh, he fucking gets in there." So I was like, "Gotta get this girl on the podcast and have a chat with her. She seems awesome."
Thank you. Yeah, Beautiful Dangerous is like that. That is the thing that got me properly. I mean, I've always been into rock, but that is we done really well in the end. It took a while, but like we got to play the songs we wanted to play, which was nice. We didn't have to play the shit, you know.
Yeah.
We got to play Drowning Pool, Slipknot, System of a Down, and in the end, that became our like thing, like the kind of Kerrang style days, which is what I grew up with. And it was awesome to be able to do that, to be able to go out and be like, no, we just want to play the music we like. And yeah, we'd get the odd like wedding inquiry and things, and you're like, really? Like, this isn't kind of our bag. We just want to go out and play System of a Down, So it was good.
Did you get? Did you? I noticed the other day that you posted on the Instagram page. You actually played a wedding. And it was like pointing to you guys that it panned over to the dance floor and everyone was just gone crazy. I was
Oh
like,
my God,
this is the
yeah.
best wedding ever.
That was literally normally when you get a wedding, it can be a bit hit and miss because obviously the bride and groom, they're like, we love rock, we want, we've got metal fans. You think, okay, you go along, and 9 times out of 10, there's just a handful of metal heads that are probably at the bar or outside.
Yeah.
And then you're left with like their grandparents or something singing bodies to them, and they're like this. Whereas this wedding that you saw, shout out to Niall, like that was the most sick wedding. They're all in their original bands, so they're all like in thrash metal bands themselves. They love it, and they just went absolutely crazy. There was like mosh pits, crowd surfing. It was epic. So like more
Oh,
weddings. Yeah,
that's outstanding. That's brilliant. I love
yeah.
that. That's it. That is last wedding I went to was all really posh and all that sort of stuff. I shouldn't say this because it's my best mate's wedding as well, and he'll probably be listening, going, "You slagging my wedding?" No, but I'm going to slag it enough because it was too prim and proper, and it was annoying.
It's lovely. It's. I still don't even know how I'd do it if I got married. I think, oh, you fall into that trap of like people pleasing a little bit, don't you? Like, what's everyone going to like? Which is fair, but then at the same time, it's for you, isn't it? At the end of the day.
I'd be getting fucking Metallica played out by Iron Maiden over the old school stuff, the late 80s, bit of Black Sabbath and all that. Get that going on the go. You get the old boys getting up there, giving it some. But so
Sounds like my cup of tea.
you've been doing it for 15 years, but I just obviously I don't know. This might be breaking news straight off the presses. A couple of days ago, you announced that you were leaving. What happened there? What's the reason behind it?
It's not a decision taken lightly. Like this has been my Beautiful Dangerous has been like my baby, my safety net, my good time. It's been so hard to walk away from that, but I'm at a point now where I'm working full time. I'm in an originals band that is basically like a full time job. That requires a lot of work, and I tried to spin all plates as much as I could, even cutting the Beautiful Dangerous gigs down. But the truth of the matter is, it hit me when we actually recorded the album, the amount of times where I was vocally struggling because I'd be out screaming Slipknot at the weekend, and and it'd take me a couple of days to vocally recover because you're not just singing and then hopping off stage. You're singing, then you've got a couple of hours of packing the set down, chatting to fans, chatting over loud music, you're shouting. The next day, I'm vocally like there's nothing there. And then I go back to work and then I'm on the phones all day. And it was like this constant vicious cycle of my voice is just taking X amount of time to recover. Then I'm back to a Beautiful Dangerous gig again. Then I've got to record and I've lost it was just, this isn't happening. So it's been really, really not a decision I want to make, but Aethoria is going really well. And I'm really grateful that it's going in a great direction. And I had to make that awful decision of, I'm going to leave the door open, not saying never, but for now, we're not going to take shows for next year. We're just going to put a hiatus on it and see what happens.
So that's a bit gutting. I was expecting like some sort of like kind of juicy gossip and all that sort of stuff. It's like, oh yeah, we all fell out, we hate each other, sort of like Oasis style, And then 10 years time you do a reunion concert. But
that would be good. Sorry to say, but no, I have nothing bad to say about them. I fucking love them guys. Like they're like my family. 15 years, you see them week in, week out. They are like literally more than family, like you don't fall out. You're just there for each other. And then you're just not going to see each other anymore. It's like I have shed many tears.
Are they still going to keep going without you, or are they going to pack up themselves?
They've said about perhaps going under another name and looking for another singer, but they're kind of saying that they don't feel that if they did replace me, it would probably be a case of it's not Beautiful Dangerous, which is lovely. I feel very flattered, but it doesn't really help them. So I think they're either going to look for separate things. A couple of them, they've got an Iron Maiden tribute band going. They're all in that. Yeah, all the boys are in that. A few of them have got different projects, fingers in pies. So I think they might take a break and just see what comes in. But what will be will be. We'll give them some time.
So there, you've mentioned there as well. The reason why is obviously you've got another kind of, I would say, like a full-time band sort of thing, Aethoria. I listened to a few of the songs, and I mentioned to you before, it's right up my street. Some banging heavy songs, and it's just like, yeah, this is greatness. So how did this come about then?
So I got approached a few years back for an originals thing, and I'd never written a thing in my life, and was always kind of very much like, I have friends in original bands, they're all poor. Why would I do that? So I was like, nah, I'm good. And my friend kept asking at the time. So I gave in and I went into a band called Cicadia and wrote my first few tracks. Spent a couple of years with them, and then we realised we were all on quite different pages. So it got on Radio 1, BBC Radio 1. Did all right, really, in a short space of time, but we just realised then that, again, it wasn't the right kind of fit. So me and Lee, the drummer from that, we pretty devastated. We had all this kind of pent up energy where we were just like, we need to like write, we want to carry on, we want to get out there. So we carried on. I didn't realize that he could write because he was the drummer in that band. So yeah, he's actually a sick guitarist, and he has like all the riffs that you hear pretty much are, a lot of them are him.
Oh.
Yeah, he's we're both like massive Alter Bridge fans, and yeah, we were like, let's just do this. Like, let's just go and be this Alter Bridge ripoff with a female. So yeah, we just carried on, and we were like, very much. We've only been going now. I think we started November-ish 2024, and then we launched out in May, and it's been pretty good since then, to be honest. Yeah.
The thing is, as well, which is really quite kind of, it's people don't realize you guys have only been kind of going for a couple of years, but you kind of, most of the people there are actually kind of veterans because you guys have been doing this for a long time and separately, and it's like
Yeah.
you came together, so you've been doing it. So a lot of people don't realize it's because I've seen a few of the comments that are like, oh, I can't believe you guys sound so good for a band who's just got together, but it's like, yeah, but you've not really, have you?
Not
Do you find
really.
get that? I was gonna say it's like do you not find that a little bit frustrated that you want to go? We've been doing this for fucking ages, but this is
Yeah,
that
exactly.
we're that good.
That's the only good thing I'll say that comes with age, because you can get to a point where you just think, fucking hell, am I way too old to do this? Because I see, I don't know, some 13-year-old who can play everything, and you just think, what's the point? But you have to then realize that actually everyone's obviously got something. You've all got something about you, and that is what makes you you. And also,
Yeah.
I am now at that point where I think, okay, in your 30s, it's like you let go of all that bullshit that you dropped in your 20s. You kind of like, don't give a fuck. I am what I am. And also, I was quite naive with when it comes to people that, bullshit you with, oh, I've got this for you and I've got that for you. And you think, oh, yeah, great. There's all that is all stripped of you when you get to your 30s. You know who you are. You know who's bullshitting you. And it's just, it's real, and it's like it all comes together. So that's the only good thing I will say is about doing a band now. Yes, I wish I could have done it when I knew this when I was 18, but I didn't. I didn't have the wisdom. I didn't have the experience that I have now. So yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's kind of nice that it's happened now, and it maybe that's what's helped us to grow so quickly.
That's it. It's like paying your dues, isn't it? When you first start, when you're younger, you know what I mean? You got to go through all that sort of stuff to kind of come out the other side singing. I was going to smelling a roses sort of thing. I was going to say singing a roses, smelling
Yeah.
roses, and getting rid of all that anxiety and all that sort of stuff. But how does that? What's it like? Because on stage, everyone's got like a persona sort of thing. How close is the persona of you on stage to you in real life, though?
Oh, I really flip between. This is something I'm trying to navigate at the moment, because in Beautiful Dangerous, like, it's just a fun time thing, and I'm a cheeky chappy when I'm on the mic. I'm quite. It's just I don't feel like it's taken too seriously. So my fun side will come out, all the funny dances. Like it's. Whereas then with Aethoria, it's like, okay, this is where I need to be, like the kind of rock star energy, maybe a little bit more, and you think about it a bit more. But I'm slowly migrating into that person. Just takes a hot minute to kind of find your way with it, I think. But I am, at the end of the day, I've come to realize I'm not too serious. I do like to have a little laugh. I can't dance. I throw some weird shapes. That is me. So you just expect a little bit of rock star energy, but also a little bit of like crazy.
Well, yeah, we can't be too professional all the time. You got to have to bring out your own personality, sort of thing.
Exactly. And I don't know, for me personally, I prefer to see that with people. I prefer to see a bit of like realism and just their personality, to be honest.
You do. People resonate with it, really, don't they? They get kind of. It feels as if you're taking them on a journey with you, sort of thing, because you're being so open and kind of genuine. You're not seeing like of course, they're seeing a performance, but they're actually seeing a genuine performance and not just like I don't know, like something fake, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, this is it. Like, we've been so heavily online as well. So that's like something where, you can put out this polished product that you can spend so long getting it to a point where, oh, that's not right, that's not right. And you're putting something out there that then you kind of think, well, actually, it's us, but is that it's not real, it's not raw. So I'm very much about we need to try and get some of like that kind of raw energy out there to show what we are about, because I'm, for one, if I see someone and I'm comparing, we all naturally do it. Oh, look at this person, they sound like this, they look like this, da 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 da. We're catfishing people at the end of the day. We- if we want to be real and show like this is what we look like too. It doesn't make people feel good when you're constantly putting out polished things. So I think it's
Yeah.
important to show, if you fuck up, if you hit a bum note, like I think that's very much, I don't think anybody does perfect. I saw an Alter Bridge performance the other day where I think Miles strapped his E string, and not Miles, sorry, Mark Tremonti strapped his E string, and Miles just breaks out into song and starts singing his guitar parts like a cappella. That for me, I'm like, love that because it's real.
Genuine. Have you ever had any sort of like kind of mishaps on stage like that?
Yeah, we had the first ever show, literally the first ever show as Aethoria, which was at Bloodstock, and the VIP stage. They were like, treat it as a warm up for your hometown show in Ipswich. It was like a last minute thing, and I was like, okay, really, Bloodstock, cool. Um, Alex, bless him, had a guitar string snap, and I wasn't prepared for this because, again, like I say, with Beautiful Dangerous, I can just lag my way out with a joke or something, but this is like, okay, I'm
Yeah.
serious. So what all I could think to do was go into a cappella song. So I did Bohemian Rhapsody and got the crowd going, and they loved it, so it's great.
Halfway through it, they're like, you're turning around to the guy going, "Are you fucking finished yet? Hurry up. I can
Yeah.
only keep these going."
I'm like,
You
it's
pick,
not the piano part. I need you to come back now. Yeah.
well, you did, to be fair, you picked the best song for it. It's the longest song in the world. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
You've got
at least
5
didn't
minutes
do
to
like,
find.
yeah, you did do like song two or anything like that by Blur. I'd be like, fuck's sake, I picked a better one, but you picked the best song to do it,
Thank you. Yeah,
which
they,
is,
they like that. The Bloodstockers are like quite a nice, friendly bunch. So they just kind of, they're very. I felt like it was going to be a lot of pressure, and I was so nervous before that. But they were really like, just chill. Just people are going
yeah.
to get to play, aren't they?
I've heard the guys at I mean, I've never been to Bloodstock yet, but I've heard that's a really good festival to go to. The guys who organise it, I've seen them do interviews and all that sort of stuff, and they're really cool. I'm
Really.
just like, yeah,
They I don't know what it is. I just got in my head. Even like I guess I'm a metalhead myself, but like I just thought, oh, they're all going to be stood judgmental, arms folded. A lot of this, but not at all. I mean, I saw some booties being shaken. Um, like they were just having a nice time, which is lovely. So yeah.
that's what you want, and that's what you want. So it's, do you ever get like with being, I don't know why I hate to kind of going into detail, but we obviously got like a female vocalist, and I would say like a kind of male dominated metal scene, if that makes sense. Do you ever get a lot of stick from people because of that?
Do you know what I did in the early days? And it's been such a transformation. And I think that's just due to the energy you put out. Because I think when I felt less than, when I very first started out, it's like you're not going to follow something that doesn't believe, or someone that doesn't believe in themselves. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I get that.
yeah. And at first, I didn't have the bullshit energy, or I couldn't hold my ground. I was still very much, learning and finding my way. And I would get sick for it then. I literally had one of my first gigs uh, in Southend, and I had a big hairy biker literally like slam his pipe down and be like, "This, you suck," and walk out and be like, "I ain't listening to some lady." Yeah, it was hard.
Wow.
And I've been also where I've replaced men in bands, big bands on the circuit, and then I've had people give, online hate for that. But I will say, the minute that you like find yourself and you kind of drop that, that energy that cares about it, and you just kind of don't give two shits,
Yeah.
it's amazing. I've literally seen people go from hating me to like being so far up my ass, it's ridiculous. And
Well, it's the same sort of thing with like, look what happened with Linkin Park when they got a female vocalist in there,
yeah,
and they didn't say nothing. They didn't say nothing, and Mike Snow just went, "Just wait," and it's obviously she showed what she can do, and everyone just went, "Oh, this girl's a real deal," and it just obviously exactly just really resonates with yourself, sort of thing. You just went, "All right, you want to give me shit? Look what I can do, then come back and talk to me."
yeah, you've got to really hold your own, which is, not it's not great to have to do, but I think if you want to be in a rock band, any person has to, a front person, anyone has to hold their own. So you've got to be that confident rock star that is ready to even have to step into an imposter if you need to get you through until it becomes part of you. It's definitely kind of what I had to do, and in the end, it was, I've played for the Hells Angels, I've played for the Outlaws, I've played for tons of you know, bike rallies, and it's been great. And I think that is because eventually, like, you've just got to have that no bullshit vibe, and it just takes a bit of time. But as a female now, I would say I'm just treated equally, which is great.
God, there you go. We're in 2026 now. That's good. It's not 1950 anymore. Go fuck
I
it.
know.
You know, fuck the bastards.
Thank
So
God for that. I mean,
you mentioned.
sorry, you go.
Go on, go on, carry on. Go on. I'm just going to kind of continue. But what were you saying?
I was gonna say that actually females, I think, now are like fucking dominating. Like, they're everywhere. Like, it seem to be like more female fronted bands than anything. I think they're having their time now, and people are. I've got some friends that were just at the Tons of Rock in Oslo, and they were like, we want more female fronted bands, and they're like, everything's female fronted, and it's the time.
It is. Do you know what? Saying that, actually, I don't know. Have you heard of the band The Warning?
I love them. Yeah.
Well, I only just discovered them. They came up with a new song, Kerosene, and
Yeah.
it came up on my YouTube like recommendations. And I was like, "Who's this?" And I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, these fucking girls are banging." And then you find out that they're sisters, and then you find out they've been gone for like 20 years. And you're
I
like, "What
know.
the fuck?" So I'm listening to all their back catalogue, and I'm loving this because my daughter, she's only 10 years old, and
Yeah.
she's into all the rock metal stuff as well. And she's
Awesome.
like, she likes all the kind of women fronted and all that, being girl power and all that sort of stuff. She loves them. And I was like, listen to these, and she's like, Daddy, I want to go see them live. And I nearly got tickets for them, but you have to be 14 and over to go, and she was
No.
devastated.
Oh,
But
they're so good. I've heard that, like, they were at the Tons of Rock, and they were apparently one of the best of the weekend, and they've grown so quickly. They were at the Made of Stone Festival, which is, we're playing there in a couple of weekends, and to know that actually The Warning were there, and I don't even think they headlined it, only 2024, just shows how they've skyrocketed so quick. They are incredible, and they're hot as well. They're hot damn.
yeah. You're like, "Oh, fucking hell, it's like, you're fucking, what, I don't know where to look. You're like, fucking hell.
I know,
Go
they're
on,
like,
girls. But they're so talented, though. This is the
yeah,
best thing, the guitarist, in the way that they do the riffs and stuff, and she has to, because she's singing as well as playing the guitar, which is incredibly hard.
yeah.
And the way that she writes the songs, and they all do that, and it's like, you find out that they actually started playing by playing Rock Band or Guitar Hero when they were younger. And
Oh
you're
my
like,
God, yeah. Did their
you know,
dad teach them or something as well? Or like their dad was in a band or something? They were starting really young.
yeah.
But Danny is like, I think she's like massively underrated as a singer because their songs are hard, and she's playing as well, like you say. She's awesome.
Yeah, because they started off, they started playing and teaching themselves. I think their dad was heavily involved in it, and then they
Yeah,
recorded themselves doing Enter Sandman, Metallica. Then they threw it online, and that just blew up. And then
yeah,
they're all over the TV. They're all getting that, and then they went away for a while, and then they came back, and they're like, now they're fucking proper. You're like, holy shit, these guys are awesome.
they
So,
are. I love it because it's actually like bringing more, I think, people into rock, like that actually, might not have particularly listened to it before. I think they're like that kind of on that cusp where, even if you don't really like that kind of thing, you're like, how can you not like them?
yeah, they're not massively, because a lot of people get, as soon as you say a lot of like metal, they're like, oh, you like all the screaming stuff, and it's like, well, it's
Yeah,
not all the time like that, Evanescence, for instance, you mentioned before, they're okay. She's a
yeah,
fantastic singer. She's not screaming, but it's a great. They've got the heavy guitars, but they're not
exactly.
screaming. It's on that verge of it, sort of thing.
Yeah, melodic is what I like to kind of say is, it's catchy and like
Melodic.
almost just like a heavier pop song sometimes, isn't it really? Like at the end of the day.
Sometimes
So,
it is.
yeah.
You mentioned as well beforehand that you do some writing as well. Do you mostly do the writing, or is it like a group effort?
So Lee, our drummer, he basically plays everything, talented bastard. He he's great on guitar, and me and Lee very much into Alter Bridge and things. So when we formed the band, we were very right. This is what we want it to be like. We want it to be Alter Bridgey, like lots, like very riff heavy. So a lot of the time, he's got ideas already, riffs already that he'll send to me, and I will come up with like a verse, chorus, and then we'll take it to the band rehearsals, and then we'll
Yeah.
kind of, sorry, it's my dog saying hello. then we'll kind of we'll dissect it and maybe, you know, add some middle sections and kind of as a group effort, then we'll kind of fine tune it.
Okay.
I had one recently where I've written it by myself, the whole thing, which is on the album. I'm very excited about. It's like more of a kind of evanescence-y piano and yeah, like My Immortal vibes, I would say.
Oh, a bit more chilled out version sort of thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, we haven't done any ballads yet, so I was like, I think this is and that was the first time that I'd actually had anyone. I said, I've got this idea. This is how the melody goes. This is the chords. Like, can you help with this? And he was like, I'm in. Like, I can hear it. And he just pulled it out of me, and it was awesome. So like I've got like such a gem to work with there. Like we just get each other. So like predominantly it's predominantly us two, but like Alex is really heavily into. He wrote Human. He's great on the guitar. All of the solos are his own. So we all have our like little bits, but predominantly it's Lee really.
Wow. Okay. Wow. At the end of the day, you have to. You're not a proper rock band or metal band until you do like a ballad. You know what I mean? That's the kind of now you can say that you can do it. You can call yourselves that. Every
I
band's got one. Even
I
Metallica's got one for fuck's sake.
This is it. This is it. I was like, do you know what? It could be the thing that gets us even more, out there. I think you have to have it. And to be honest with you, I think the guys were a bit like, oh, like we don't really. And then actually now they've heard it back and they're like, oh, that's probably going to be a big one. So it was a case of
Yeah.
not wanting to probably do it, but now we've got it. We're like really happy about it. So yeah, I'm excited.
So you've had a crazy, well, I would say like a hell of a busy year so far. We're only in June, and you guys are already chucking music out there and getting everything done and advertising out. I mean, what's been like the hardest part of everything that's happened so far with the band?
I think timing is the bitch because it's like a case of right, you've got to get the stems to your producer by this date, or you've got to have this done with the videographer by this date, and trying to get things in people's diaries, and then you have to work backwards from it as well. So okay, right, we've got to have the stems done by this date, which means to be starting the recording by this date, which could be 6 months before that. So, like
Jeez.
yeah, the album we started recording that like last year, and then we went on tour for a bit. We did some shows around the country, and then, had a bit of a guitar lineup change, and then had to kind of show the new guy stuff. And then it's like, right, shit, back to the album. And it's like timing for it all. Like it takes so much longer than what you think when you are working full time, because you don't have days on end like when you're doing it full time with a band. You've got to slot it in around things, and that's the hardest part, I think.
When do you think is going to be the time? When would you say would be the time to really kind of go, right, I'm jacking the job in. Fucking society can fuck off. I'm going to do full time with the band. Is that close, or is it you think?
Not yet. Like we are really lucky in the sense of we're bringing in money with merch, but a lot of the time, after ticket sales and things, it's divided by five of you. It's not enough at all.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing with five. If perhaps if I was doing it by myself, probably yeah, but with five of you, I think it will come to a point where probably two of us can manage and run the band and take a wage from it is what we're hoping for. But the other guys have got really great careers that they're really happy in, and they're probably like more than happy for us to take over this and manage it, and the two of us take a wage. I think two of you at it full time is enough. So
Yeah,
maybe
that's it.
yeah, I'm hoping within a year. I really am. It's going the right way. As long as this year goes to plan,
Yeah.
then hopefully in a year's time, who knows?
Get signed, because the thing is I've noticed as well. I was chatting to a few other kind of performers, like singers and guitarists and people in the band. The music industry's changed a hell of a lot over the past, I'll say 10, 15 years with like
Mm.
record labels and all that sort of stuff. Can you see a lot of bands, up and coming bands like yourselves, are actually self-promoting and self-publishing their own music? Is that
Yeah.
something, is that a road that you guys are going to go down?
I mean, I think so, because the thing, a lot of bands now, they get themselves into financial trouble, when obviously they're taking a loan from a label,
Yeah.
and the label can't actually always add much more value. Not all labels, don't get me wrong. I don't want to do myself out of any labels agreements there, but it's a case of now people are kind of saying, do you know what? You've got the social media at your fingertips, and like for instance, I'm not great at social media, but this past year I've studied it. I've seen what works for bands, and that has massively helped us. We've gone from 500 monthly listeners to like 13,000 monthly
Wow.
listeners. that, we need to work at higher. I think labels want you to be at more 40, 50K a month. So there's work
Yeah.
to do. But that if that goes to show what you can do without having to borrow money and then pay it back with interest, then essentially, bands are now starting to do this themselves. If they can self-fund it, it's not easy, but if you can self-fund it, a lot of bands are going that way, and they're doing really well.
I think in the long term, I think the self-funded thing is a lot easier because you hear so many horror stories, like especially all these like kind of bands that are back in the like 2000s and the 90s and all that sort of stuff, and they come out now and they talk about how the record label basically shafted them
Yeah.
with everything, and the deals they signed were literally worthless because everything went to the record label and didn't come to the artists, and and I think now with everything advancing with the internet, and obviously you mentioned as well social media and all that sort of stuff, it makes things a lot easier than it did 20 years ago, for instance, to get yourself out there.
Yeah, I think we're kind of actually. I know we say that it's difficult now, and it is because streaming and things, you don't get paid. You get such a small percentage. But I think you're in a position where you can literally reach thousands of people from your sofa. You haven't got to go out and
Yeah.
go across the country, or sleep on a park bench or in a van or whatever to play to however many. You can literally, if you want it, you can be at it literally from the sofa. Like, it is not, we're so blessed with that. And
Yeah.
I think, as much as we kind of moan about the music industry in today's society, it is tough. There's a lot of music out there. People can record from home. It's different now, but we are actually quite blessed that we can do this. We can be in charge. I see so many artists that are literally doing everything themselves. They've not got anyone in to do their graphics, their producing. They're literally not spending a penny. They're just doing it all themselves, and they're doing amazing, which is literally incredible. We try and support people where we can, and obviously we're using a
Yeah.
producer for the album. We want the best possible sound. But otherwise we try and do everything in house because it's expensive. Um, but yeah, I think we've got to see the positives in 2026 and what we can
God,
do.
that's it. The thing is, there's only so much you can do, sort of thing. I know exactly where you're coming from, like trying to do it yourself. I mean, because I do, obviously, I'll do this podcast as well, but I do a lot of create a lot of documentaries and all that sort of stuff, and
Yeah.
really trying to do editing and all that sort of stuff that is the worst job. And I'm sorry if anyone's listening to this who's a video editor or any sort of editing. I tell you what, my hat off to you because that job is
Yeah.
fucking horrendous.
Yeah, this is it. Like, and the things you have to learn, like, you want to be in a band and you're like, oh, I just want to write, I want to gig, I want to do the fun shit. Oh, now I have to be a fucking social media influencer. Like, no one wants to do that. No one wants to, Kurt Cobain would have not wanted to do it, or the rock stars would have not wanted to do it. But it is the way 2026 is. And you do see artists that have literally come from nowhere. Look at, the ADHD girl, Rory.
Oh,
Blue
yeah,
hair.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think pretty much she started music in her late 30s, and she's early 40s now, and she's just played Download main stage. And that is all from her doing social media, TikToks, Instagrams, with her ADHD. And then she incorporated her music, and she's absolutely flying, and you just think that's all from, and don't get me wrong, creating the content is bit shit, but you know,
Yeah.
what are you going to do about it? Would you rather go on tour and have no money and be sleeping on someone's floor? We can do it from the comfort of our home. So
Yeah, exactly. If in doubt, outsource it. This is what I do. When I talked about the editing there, I found myself a little guy in Colombia. His name's Caesar. He is my little legend. He's my video editor, and he is awesome. So you'll be listening to this. Big up, Caesar, mate. I've sent you a video to download to edit. Get yourself on and stop listening to this.
get
So
on it, Caesar. Yeah, boy.
yeah, that's it. If in doubt, just fucking outsource it. There's loads of people who do
Yeah.
it for you, but
There's always someone. There's always someone. Like, have a crack at it, but there's always a million. If you've got a million and one things to do, there's always someone that will do it for you. Yeah.
hopefully for cheap. If you're
Yeah.
lucky, get it for cheap. We don't want to do it too cheap. You know what I mean? So it's shit, but it's all right. So
Make me
what,
look like a
what's
professional
like?
amateur.
Yeah. Make me look good and make me look awesome as if it's like professionally done. But I don't want to pay any more than a tenner for it. You're like, what the fuck?
Exactly that. Yes.
It's not a bad thing to do. I tell you what, we're in the wrong trade. But so Aethoria, they've got you're already like we're in like month 7, we're in July right now. What's the rest of the year hold for you guys?
So next month we have our first album, finally. Fucking finally. And we have some awesome shows as well. So this month we've got Made of Stone Festival. Next month we're at Bloodstock and at Stone Dead Festival, which we are really, really lucky with Stone Dead. We were in a competition with like over 600 bands, and we won this competition, and we now get to open this huge day. 5,000 people, Europe are on the bill. Like, it's insane. We are so looking forward to that. Like, we've never done anything like that in our lives. So that is actually going to be album release day. So it's going to be just a mega day.
It's going to be a hell of a day, isn't it? Jesus Christ!
I know. The party is going to be on it. I like to think.
It's going to be
And
insane.
luckily
It's
we're
going to be
playing.
mental.
Exactly. Luckily we're playing in the morning, so I think afternoon we'll be on it by that point.
Oh yeah, that's it. Just rock out to 5,000 people, then go out and get shit faced with them after. That's like the best day ever.
Exactly. Oh my god, my liver is not ready.
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be good. And then after that, we've got like some shows. We're doing some of our own headline shows. We're going to Edinburgh.
Ooh.
Yeah, and to Newcastle. And then we've got some exciting tours. We're gonna go on tour as well next year with another big band, which we can't mention yet. So yeah, we've got
Oh, come on, you know what band is it? Come on, you can tell us.
Oh,
Tell everyone.
it's a UK original band. They're very like in the original scene. They're very, very well loved and popular. So we're very lucky to have been asked to go out on tour with them. But I can't tell you yet.
All right, guys, if you listen to this, drop in the comments who you think it is, and whoever gets it gets a prize. Don't know what it is yet, but we'll get you a prize.
Nice.
I'm intrigued now. Gonna have to find out. It's just the mystery behind it. Oh, I love it. God.
Yeah. And then after that, I don't know what. We just need to. I want to get to Europe, but if there's anyone listening that is like a booking agent for Europe and that can help, because your girl don't know shit about this, then please get in touch, because yeah, it's tough.
There you go. There you go. Guys out there, open up the doors and get in touch. We can get the guys in Aethoria over to Europe and fucking belt some bangers out in Germany. Teach them how to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they seem to know they're pretty good over there. We'd met some people at the weekend, from France, Belgium, and honestly, like the rockers from Europe, they are just wicked. Like they are. I don't know what it is. Like, not all English, but we take a little bit of warming up.
They're a bit serious. A bit serious. I know. I was listening to Electric Callboy the other day there, and I fucking love them. And my mates go mental, going, "Oh, they're so cheesy." I'm like, they're just having fun. They're like techno metal, and you're just like, this is amazing.
Yeah,
it's absolutely right.
Don't take it too seriously. Like we have a song coming out that's like a bit poppy. It's like pop metal, like pop punk maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, and we just went, oh fuck it, like it makes us feel good. Like it's so different. But like you with Electric Callboy, sometimes you just go, do you know what? Like life's too short. I just want to go throw some shapes and do some fun shit,
Get involved with it. Yeah. So where can they find all the when the album comes out? Where can they find more about you then, Mecia? Whereabouts is it?
It'll be on so we've got like a link tree with all of our links on there. So we have like a merch store. So if you find us on socials, obviously Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, click the bio, the link in our bio, and it will take you to everything. So we'll have a physical CD. You can also stream it on Spotify, Amazon, everything. As well, and we also will at some point, but it just takes forever. We also will have a vinyl, which I'm well excited about. Yeah.
Nice one. Yeah, go on. I'll check all the links and everything in the description below, so you got that for your Instas and your socials and stuff. And guys, if you come across one of the socials and the picture is really shit, and it's just like, who made this? Just remember, Mecia did it.
Remember our conversation.
This sucks. What you need to outsource this? Where's Caesar? Ryan says he's got a guy called Caesar. Take advantage of him as well.
So just a picture of a stick man in the front, yeah.
That's it. Mecia, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for coming on. As I say, look out everyone for Aethoria. They're a great band. Go listen to them. Links in the description, and enjoy it because it's good fun. But again, Mecia, thanks very much.
Thank you so much, Ryan, and all the best for your future shows. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.